Welcome to Tips and Tricks. Gemsbach is an Apple consultant, and we help you with all of your Apple hardware and software needs. Today we're going to look at configuring a Time Machine backup on your Mac and how to back up your whole Mac and then retrieve individual files or folders off of your Mac. The first thing you'll need is a USB or FireWire hard drive. Any kind of external drive will do. In this case, it's a USB drive. You plug it into your Mac. In this case, it's a MacBook, but it could be an iMac as well, or a MacBook Pro, or a Mac Pro. Now that we've plugged in our USB disk, or any external disk, it could be FireWire, it appears on the desktop. From there, we're able to configure Time Machine. You'll find sometimes when you plug in an external disk that the Mac will just offer to use this disk as a Time Machine disk automatically. In this case, we're going to open the Time Machine preferences in System Preferences, and we'll configure it through there. So in System Preferences, if you look down here in the lower right, we have a Time Machine preference. We can open that up, and we can select our backup disk. Click here. Our backup disk, which is the same disk here, is listed, and we can choose that. Once we choose it, the backup will start in a few seconds. But what we can do as well is go into Options, and then we also have options here as to things that we want to exclude from the backup. So let's say, for example, you had a lot of movies in movie folder. You didn't really want to back them up because you have them stored elsewhere. You could hit the plus button here. Go into your home folder, select the movies folder, and choose exclude. And that'll back up everything on your hard drive except for the movies folder. In this case, there's nothing in there, but we're going to back up the whole hard drive, so I'll take that out. We'll hit save. And it says the backup is going to start in 115 seconds now. But we can force the backup to start immediately. We can click here on the Time Machine icon, and this icon appears because we've clicked Show Time Machine in menu bar, and we choose Backup Now. And the backup will begin. You could get this message as well, that the backup's not encrypted. So if you want to have a more secure backup, we could actually encrypt this backup disk. This is a newer feature in the Mac OS, and we'll cover that later. The backup started, and we'll allow it to complete. The backup is now complete. It took about an hour to finish. That first backup will take a while, but afterwards Time Machine will automatically back up your computer about every hour, and that will only take a few minutes depending on how many new files that you've put in place. If at any time you want to see the status of the backup, you can open up the Time Machine preferences, and you can see when the latest backup was and when the next backup is scheduled. As well, do make sure you have the Show Time Machine in menu bar option clicked here, and that will give you a Time Machine icon up here in the top menu. And from here, even if your system preferences aren't open, you can see when the latest backup of your disk was with Time Machine. After your backup is complete, most external drives will show a new icon, which is a Time Machine icon. That way it's easy to identify which one is your Time Machine disk if you have multiple disks that are connected to your computer. Now let's look at retrieving a file out of Time Machine. I'm going to open up my Documents folder, and inside my Documents folder I placed a folder here called Demo Folder. Inside Demo Folder I've got a file called Demo File. So what I'm going to do is delete this, and then we're going to go into Time Machine and see if we can retrieve it. So I'm going to delete this now and drag it into the trash, and Just to be certain it's really gone, we'll empty the trash. So our file is gone, it's not in our documents folder anymore. So now, with Time Machine, we can go back in time and retrieve files that we've accidentally deleted or deleted on purpose, and then you decide later that you want to get them back. You can retrieve a single file, a folder, multiple folders. It's quite easy. So what we'll do is look where we want the file to be from, and in this case it's the Documents folder. We know it came from here. So we open the Documents folder. That's the key, is you'll have to know where the file was that you want to retrieve. And we'll click on the Time Machine icon up here in the top menu bar, and we'll choose Enter Time Machine. From here our display changes, and we see a bunch of folders named after the existing one going back in time. And what you can do is click on these up arrows and go back in time until you see your file or folder that you want to retrieve. So in this case, it's the first backup after the one we just did, because we just deleted the file. But you can also scroll through this sidebar here and go back however many days that your Time Machine has been active. So depending on the size of your disk and the size of your backup disk, it could go back even a year. So in this case, we want to recover this demo folder. So we highlight it by clicking on it once, and then we hit the Restore button down here. From here, Time Machine will go back, find the file, and copy it into our existing folder. And we can see the demo file is here, and it's ready to be used. So this has been a full demonstration on how to set up Time Machine, how to back up your computer, and how to retrieve one or more files or folders from the Time Machine backup when it's been completed. If you find this useful, please like the video. If you have any comments or questions, put them in the comments below. Or if you have any suggestions on other videos or topics that we can build tutorials for, put those in the comments below. Thanks again for watching, and as always, please like, comment, subscribe, and share.